Hello and welcome to another edition of European Footballer Adda. So far, we have been bringing you the European the competition that happened between the leagues, between the nations. We also brought you the piece on the transfer window. Now the business end of the thing starts, and all the European leagues will be starting soon. Most of the major leagues will be starting soon. The league that we will do a preview of today is the biggest of them all, the English Premier League. So with me today we have Krishnendu, Amorto, and Shumon, who would be talking about some of those clubs, major clubs from EPL and where they will finish this year and what are the prospects or the breakout stars for those clubs. So let's start at the very top itself, Manchester City. Shumon is one of the die-hard Man City fans, and Manchester City has been behaving like EPL belongs to nobody else, right? They have been winning it for continuously for last 4 seasons. So, Shumon, what do you make of the prospects of Man City this year? Will they manage 5 in a row?
Uh, Seeing the transfer scenario where City has lost a very important squad member in Julian Alvarez, uh, even though Ferran Soriano has said that there may be two additions by the end of the transfer window. It may not take place, it may happen. So it's a 50-50 chance. uh, and the squad remains almost the same. I mean, if there are additions, they will mostly go to the bench. And keeping in view that City has a very compact squad, not too many players. Maybe top four is guaranteed for sure. Uh, Also keeping in the charges the result is yet to come maybe in the month of January. So that will also play a little bit role maybe in distracting them. So I would say maybe second would be a good finish. 5 in a row is difficult. Obviously, they have done 4 in a row. 5 in a row will be very difficult because the other teams they have strengthened. Arsenal has strengthened. Liverpool is on the same level. Manchester United has strengthened. Spurs, they're also on the same level. Chelsea has strengthened. So there will be tough competition. So, I mean, finishing top will be very, very tough compared to the last 2, 3 seasons.
Let me.
Chelsea have signed players. We cannot say they have strengthened the squad. They have signed players. There's a
Chelsea.
difference between signing players and strengthening the squad.
Chelsea is like they have
signed
now
players.
9.
I have agreed.
They have signed players. I mean, I don't know like how many
the
players.
squad.
How many players are going to leave? Maybe they can field 4 teams which can compete in the Premier League.
Right now, they have 45 first-team players.
45. City has, I
45.
think, 17 to 18 players, so almost less than half.
So let me bring in Krishnendu and Amorto here. Krishnendu and Amorto, do you agree to the very modest expectation that Shumon is setting for Man City? First, I'll talk to Krishnendu and then Amorto.
I think City will win the league. I do not see Arsenal have signed players, and Arsenal are strengthening in areas that I don't think Ricardo Calafiori or is going to change. Is going to take Arsenal above City. I don't think so. City will definitely finish in the top 2, but I would predict that they will win the league. But whether they start the next season in the Premier League is something that is debatable. but they will win the league for sure.
What do you mean of starting next year in Premier League or not? Can you explain?
Things will happen off the field this season that could change where City start next season.
Okay. Let me bring in Omurto. Omurto, what do you think of the very modest expectation of Shumon?
I think people shouldn't be this modest after winning 4 back-to-back Premier League. Like, come on, you have to be. You got to go. This is like saying like I have I got into an IIT. I got into a top 3 B school in India, and then I cannot crack UPSC. This is like going like that in that way. So that is City's like that is Sumanda's stance actually. But yeah, like I don't expect them to go for multiple trophies or repeat a treble like that. But definitely, if even if I'm being like more like in a very in a modest way praising City, I will say that minimum they'll win 2 trophies. That could either be one of those domestic cups and the Premier League because Premier League
Also,
has been
also we have to understand Pep Guardiola side is always strong in the league, whether it's La Liga, whether
absolutely
it's Bundesliga. The kind of
that is his
consistent
bread and
football.
butter.
That's the Pep Guardiola
No,
team
like
is meant to win the league. That is the way they have been trained. Of course, they
no,
can
Yes.
get a shock result here and there. Like they can lose the FA Cup final to Manchester United. They can lose the Champions League semi-final to Real Madrid. But 38 match league, I would always back a Pep Guardiola team, whether it's City or a Barcelona or a Bayern Munich to win the league.
but there are two things to take care because I think this is the last season Pep's contract. So things will depend whether he renews in December, what are the outcome of the charges that are against them. So that these things will obviously play a crucial role in I mean whether they win or they don't win. But in fact, if Ederson had left, I would have said that would have weakened the squad, but Ederson is staying. The rest of the defense is intact. The midfield remains same. Bernardo will not go. De Bruyne maybe he's not going to the Saudi league. They have signed Savino, which is again a very smart buy. But maybe if Haaland gets injured, I mean, touch wood if he doesn't. But if he gets injured, there are backups. But maybe I would have expected Alvarez to stay. I mean, he's a solid backup. I mean, he can play in the position of De Bruyne, can play up front. So his loss may be a little bit
there is
the
only
negative
one
side.
rider to City not winning the league. There is only one scenario. If Rodri gets injured for a considerable period of time,
that is important.
That is the only way. If
Probably
Rodri stays fit,
City will sign a replacement. Probably there is a chance the City will sign a replacement. And I hope, I mean, Rodri will be used in a very sensible way because already he has played Euro. I mean, he has not missed a single game for City last season. And I don't expect Calvin Phillips to stay. He might be loaned out again, or I think Fulham or Ipswich, they are trying to buy him. There will be a replacement, but whoever may come, it would be very difficult to replace Rodri.
So let me put you, Shumon. If this is indeed the final year of Pep, I mean, if Pep is leaving, he will expect 5 in a row to be there as his legacy at City, right? So that gives him extra impetus. So I'm not going to ask you about the speculating about Pep, but in your heart, do you feel that he will renew? Just in your heart, yes or no?
Obviously, I would say in my heart there is a possibility of renewing, but I mean, given his aspirations, I would say there are chances that he may take a national team.
my
Probably
prediction is
England,
Pep Guardiola
Why-
becomes the
why
next
should he take
England
a-
manager.
Why should he take
because
why should he take
My
a
prediction
see,
is
No, why should he take a
That's a
national team when he still has to manage one of the big leagues yet? He has not completed that set
if
yet.
Oh, see,
does any Serie
managing
A
a
club does
national.
okay. He's talking about
So,
Serie A. He's
so,
talking about
like,
Serie A.
see, there are chances he will not go to German league, he will not go to Spanish league. Very less chance to go to Syria. Other leagues I'm not considering. So only one option. I mean, he's not going to join any other team in the Premier League. So only option left is he's going to be a manager of a national team. Chances of becoming manager of Spain is very low. Only chance is there that is of England because England is going to appoint an interim manager.
They
So
have
there
got
are
an interim
chances
manager,
they
Regards.
have, yes. So there are
They are already
chances
preparing. England are already
they are,
preparing for a board manager by appointing
yes.
a board interim manager.
FA will try because I mean the English players in Manchester City they will also push Pep to be the manager of the national team also. Chances stakes are very high that he may become an England manager because keeping in view the World Cup, he would have I think 2 years time to prepare for the World
Yeah,
Cup, 3 years, 4 years for the time to prepare
the
for
World Cup
3 years
the
time
World Cup qualifiers start next year in September, so he has a lot of time to actually
No,
start.
but yes, even though it starts on September,
November.
because England is anyhow going to qualify. That isn't
Yeah,
the issue.
so
But
I am pretty
then
confident that I don't know if Pep will renew or not, but England will approach Pep regardless,
England will
and
definitely
then
approach
England will definitely approach Pep.
because given their golden generation, because they do not want. I mean, the last Euro they have wasted, the last World Cup
They
they have
wasted two
wasted,
euros.
this Euro
They
and
wasted 2 euros
two
for one
Euros
World
they
Cup.
have wasted, one World Cup they have wasted. Given they have the best squad available all over the world, so
Yeah,
they will try to obviously.
let's come back to City. For this year, who do you see as a breakout star?
Oscar Bob, no
Oscar
doubt.
Bob. Oscar Bob, definitely.
I mean, I have been following the preseason very closely. He was fantastic. I mean, the initial two matches I didn't see, but I went through the highlights, the articles, uh, the match in the Community Shield he played. I mean, it was fantastic. His ball control, his decision making, I would say, I mean, he is going, I mean, he is on the same level or maybe a level lower compared to Cole Palmer because Cole Palmer has obviously, he has won everything. He was the standout player for Chelsea. Oscar Bob, if someone follows him, he's a fantastic player. I can see touches of Mahrez in him and maybe a mixture of Mahrez and Bernardo Silva. He is going to be I mean, maybe not 90 minutes, 65 to 70 minutes he's going to play in most of the matches.
That's big shoes to fill in, but let's see how he shapes up for the season. So from City, we go to that team which was the last time EPL winner when City was not a winner. That's Liverpool, who are coming off a major rebuild, not from the perspective of the squad, but from the perspective of the organization and from the backroom stuff. How does Arne Slot shape up to that huge hole that was left by Klopp, Orto?
I think the best way to approach this is to not look at that goal itself, because Jurgen Klopp probably right now is only the third greatest manager in the history of Liverpool. Obviously, behind Bob Paisley and Bill Shankly. But the kind of impact that he has had, you cannot replicate that. But you can always bring in a very attractive brand of football with yourself. And that should be the primary aim and the primary objective of Arne Slot. Seeing a few matches in the preseason, I was impressed with his tactics a bit, which I hadn't seen much in Klopp's whole tenure, watching and following Klopp since 2015. Um, so yeah, this is a very interesting project because it is like coming out of this is like Cristiano in 2013 when you come out of Alex Ferguson and you are very excited with the prospect of Mr. West Ham.
So
See,
before Krishna, before you come, the previous manager from Eredivisie, who had won the Eredivisie, who was considered a whiz kid, although he did not have hair, but he was considered a whiz kid. That guy has taken one of the big teams to number 3 and now to number 8. We'll come to that guy later. But this is another manager coming from the same league. Should we expect a top 4 finish? What do you think of the Liverpool's prospects?
No, definitely. Like for a club as big as Liverpool, top four finish is a must. Like even Arne Slot, when he had, initially started with his media duties back in the US tour, he said that top four finish is a must. We should, as the manager of Liverpool and as a part of this institution, we should always aim for the top four finish, be consistent in Europe, and win trophies. So top four should be the should be taken for granted. I for Liverpool Football Club in this league.
Okay, let me bring in
And
Christian. Christian, you had a point on Slot.
I don't know, you have a point on Slot. I think the mistake that Liverpool are making this summer that United made when in 2013 is not refreshing the squad enough. These players were used to Jurgen Klopp. These players were used to listen to certain set of instructions, certain set of management. And the problem is if Slot doesn't start well, this is a problem that Moyes had, and it's the same problem that Slot will have. The moment Slot doesn't start well, of course, he will be compared to Klopp by every pundit and everyone outside. But inside, the players will start saying, Klopp used to do this, Klopp used to do that. It doesn't mean that what Slot is doing is wrong. But since Klopp used to do this and we used to get results, and he has changed this, but we're not getting results, it is very easy to lose the confidence of the players. Let me give you a small example. David Moyes came in and changed something about a diet, and he made a positive change. He banned some kind of crackers ahead on match days, and you can't have this on match days. It would have been hailed as a massive masterstroke if Moyes was a success. But it was used as a stick to beat him because he wasn't a success. So the pressure on Arne Slot to start the season well is immense. Because if he doesn't start well, the fans will talk, the pundits will talk, and most importantly, the players will start talking.
So, Christian, where do you see Liverpool finishing?
14, 15 days left in the transfer window. They need a holding midfielder. Apparently, they are not looking to sign one after Zubi-Dooby-Doo, where are you rejected them.
No, I'm saying top four European, outside top four, but European place and outside.
They will finish in the European spots, but I don't think Liverpool will finish top four this season.
Okay.
I think we are trying to, first of all, everybody said Liverpool overachieved last season. So that was Klopp. And suddenly we have to see how the managerial change affects the players.
Okay.
Because pre-season has nothing to do with what happens in the season.
Agreed. Shumon, what is your prediction for Liverpool?
I fully agree with Christian too. I mean, Slot has a very big role to fill. I mean, replacing Klopp not be easy, given he has inherited most of his squad. I would suggest, I would predict it would be difficult for Liverpool to finish top four, maybe European finish, fifth, sixth. It would be a good start for him.
Okay.
Yeah, if Liverpool finish fifth or sixth, I don't think Arne Slot should get sacked. I don't think so.
No, he should not. He should not, because it's the first season. I mean, at least 3 seasons a manager should be tried and tested.
So we are all speculative because Slot may take like a duck to water. So who knows? And Liverpool has a set team anyway. No major departures from the team side. So that's a positive.
David Moyes took over the champions of England. So they were a set team too.
Yeah,
So we have
yeah, but
we often and in this era of modern football, we often see tactics, whiteboards, but the personality of a manager has a huge effect on any team.
mm, mm. Okay, Auto, who is your breakout star for this year, and any transfers ins already or potential transfer in that you are looking forward to?
I think potential transfer is, I would say, Mamadashvili, who was the star goalkeeper of Georgia in Euros. So basically, the player has agreed personal terms. So now they're working out a fee with Valencia. And probably once he comes in, that is a long-term replacement for Allison. So they'll
Yeah,
loan
he'll be
him
loaned
out
out to
to
Bournemouth. Bournemouth.
Bournemouth. Bournemouth. So that is the prospect because Richard Hughes, whom we have at the backroom staff in the transfers, so he is probably working out this deal. And apart from that, if we are looking forward to any breakout stars, I would say not in the league probably, but in some of the cup competitions, we may see a lot more of Trent Enyoni, who has been one of the major talking points of preseason as well. He scored against Valencia, against Sevilla as well. So that is one of the prospects. He's been used very well by Slot, and very interesting and very potent upcoming talent. So these are the two main talking points regarding transfers and maybe breakout stars this season.
Okay, okay. Do you think Trent Alexander-Arnold will renew or will he get sold?
I think he'll renew. I think he'll renew. The thing is that as of now, the main focus for a long time had been on getting a number six. Unfortunately, there have been plenty of talk regarding Zubimendi and the PowerPoint presentations. I don't know, maybe Liverpool should try something else and maybe make a presentation on WPS. Maybe that would work. But hopefully Endo, there are different things that Slot is trying. So he had played Gravenberch in a holding position as a number six. Endo again is a very traditional number six, so he'll try to rinse and repeat a few things and then try to get the best result possible. Apart from that, I don't think there are any major talking points regarding this.
Okay, okay. Let us move from Liverpool to another Dutch manager managed club, which is Manchester United, who finished 8th last season. So, Krishendu, my first question to you is, when you are starting from 8th, why did you give that contract extension to Ten Hag instead of bringing in somebody like a league specialist like Antonio Conte, who would have ensured, guaranteed that you win the league this year?
I would rather watch paint dry rather than watch United managed by Antonio Conte, to be honest. Why did they give the contract extension? By the way, I'm not in support. I was not in support of the contract extension, but since it has been given, I am supporting him. I didn't, but to be honest, they took a little while. They spoke to other managers. Thomas Tuchel didn't want to come. There were options in Kieran McKenna. There were other options that they looked at. Roberto De Zerbi, they looked at. Marco Silva, they looked at. But you have to understand this. At that point, we didn't have a sporting director. We didn't have a CEO in place. So the two people who are going to make that decision on a manager, who's going to search for the new manager, these two people were not there at the club at that point, at the end of last season. So they decided to stick with Ten Hag. They didn't give him a contract extension by then. He had this 1-year extension triggered. So he's on the same terms. No new contract has been given. This is basically giving Ten Hag one more season until next summer. Ten Hag doesn't do well, he will probably leave. Simple. And now they have a sporting director and a CEO who are going to keep tabs on managers who could be available. So one of the main reasons I think they didn't give him the extensions because the person who was going to make the decision on the new manager wasn't appointed until.
Okay, so
that is the reason.
So what do you see Manchester United's prospects this year, starting from outside European places?
will play in the Europa League because we won the FA Cup. So I before the transfer window for the transfer window, I was talking about winning the Europa League to get into the Champions League. And there is a good chance United could win the Europa League because this time Champions League clubs won't drop in the Europa League. And United are probably one of the two best teams in the Europa League for next season. So there is a solid chance United could win the Europa League. But after the kind of window we have had, the kind of profiles of signed players we have signed, it would not, I was not expecting it, but it would not shock me if we finish fourth. We would probably finish fifth, but it would not be a shock if we break into the top four this season.
Okay, let's ask Shubham, what do you feel about Cristiano's ambitions of finishing top four?
No, given Ten Hag's third season, I mean, this season he has got players which he had asked for. I mean, they have defensively reinforced, and they're very good players. Leriano, Delete, obviously, they are solid. That not, I would not say backup, first team players. They would also have a very good bench strength. Maybe midfield CDM position.
Yeah,
apart
we will sign
from
one more defensive midfielder. Before that,
maybe apart from that, they have a I mean pretty balanced squad. I mean the youth is also I mean counterbalancing the type of players they have up front. A forward line, Marcus Rashford, I have seen the Community Shield. His performance was dismal. But apart from that, I expect Manchester United to finish within top four. I mean, now in this season, they're expected to finish within top four. Given the squad they have, top four is a must. Because otherwise, Eric Ten Hag will be anyways.
So Amurto, what do you feel about United's ambitions?
I think Eric Ten Hag is one of the most hot candidates to get sacked first. That is my take. And I don't know, like a lot of people are backing Ten Hag's signings, but already we're seeing that Lenny Yoro is injured. And one of the most interesting things that I've read a lot in football-related platforms is that Real Madrid backed out after they saw a few of the injury records that Lenny Yoro has had.
Okay. Here I have to interject. This thing has been passed on by the Madrid press and the French press. They found problems. First of all, Lenny Yoro didn't have a medical with Real Madrid or by PSG. First thing. Secondly, Lenny Yoro missed one game due to a groin injury last season. He played the most minutes for a teenager across the top 5 leagues last season. So I don't know which Interpol or CIA agency did Real Madrid or PSG employ to know that Lenny Yoro has an injury problem. Because mind you, he missed one game due to a groin injury last season.
Okay.
One game.
Okay. So, Amurto, what do you feel finally?
One more thing. To Amurto, to Shumon, and to Devakonda, these football-related platforms, these aggregators are the worst possible people in this world. One more thing I have been hearing, Eric Dier replaced Delete in Bayern Munich team. Eric Dier played in 15 games.
That also I have heard.
Eric Dier played 15 games last season. In 14 of them, Matthias Delete was his part. So explain to me how Dier replaced Matthias Delete in that.
We will see.
That is not even press people. That is literally Paul Scholes has gone out and said that this is terrible recruitment getting Matthias Delete.
These pundits come up with this stats. Somebody said Matthias Delete, is he better than Harry Maguire? I'm like, seriously, he played all the Champions League games. He missed one Champions League game due to an injury.
Okay.
And in April, he got injured.
Let me pause it. Who is your breakout star for this year? And one transfer in that you want to highlight?
The breakout star for this year, it could be Amad Diallo. This could be Amad Diallo's season at United. I hope Eric Ten Hag doesn't start Anthony. Please help me. I do not want to watch
No,
Anthony start games.
no,
This season.
I have, like, I would really like Mason Mount to come up this season because,
Yeah, Mason.
I
Yeah,
mean,
he's
given the kind of
he's a
form he
very
has
good
in
player.
Chelsea, he's a very good player, and I would expect Mason Mount to be fully utilized this season. I mean,
Yeah, if Mason
this is
Mount
high time
remains
for him.
fit, if Mason Mount remains fit, he should have a good season. But for a young player who has like shown glimpses last season, Omotto remembers one of those glimpses. Amad Diallo, this could be Amad Diallo's season.
Okay.
But yeah, one more young player that we have that could break out is Collier. This is a defensive midfielder. He's very neat and tidy player.
And any transfer in that you want to highlight?
Answer, I think we. Which one should I highlight? I think we have done some very good business this summer. But if I have to highlight, like I'm really looking forward to watching Lenny Euro play because Lenny Euro is the only defender we have good four solid centre backs now, but the only one who can actually play with the back to his goal because of his pace he can make up. We have Lenny Euro.
Okay.
So I would be interested to watch him from December onwards.
Okay. So I want to make a disclaimer to all those who are watching that we spent probably, majority of our time discussing the three clubs whose supporters we have. Let's talk about the three London clubs very briefly, 2 minutes each. Arsenal, what do the three of you think about Arsenal's prospects? Where will they finish? Top four, European spot, or outside? Krishnendu, Shumon, and then Omotto.
Arsenal will finish second, sure.
So 3 seconds in a row. Shumon.
3 seconds.
Definitely between 1 and 2.
Put
Definitely.
take on the line and say either one or two.
I had said the City may finish second, so I would go Arsenal going top.
Okay. Another very modest ambition. Omotto?
I think they're finishing second. Arsenal, very close margin, but yes.
Okay. Any player from Arsenal that you feel is going to be a breakout star? Any one of you can answer.
Ricardo Calafiori. What a player.
Okay. Okay, let's go to the next London club, which is I'm taking the good things for the last. So Tottenham Hotspur. Any prediction on Tottenham where they will finish top four, outside top four, but European and outside European? Krishnendu?
My prediction, Tottenham is going to finish third.
Okay, that's a very bold prediction. Omotto?
Eighth.
Eighth. And Shumon?
I would say fifth.
Fifth.
Fifth or sixth.
We have the entire range covered for Tottenham. Top four, European and outside European. And any breakout players from Tottenham that you are highlighting?
Mikey Moore is a 17-year-old kid. He's the highest paid 17-year-old Tottenham in Tottenham's history.
Okay.
He's a left winger. He's going to play a bit, but he will surprise people.
Okay, let's come to the club which deserves its episode of its own, Chelsea. Krishnendu, what do you think about Chelsea?
Anywhere between 5th and 15th. I have no idea where. And anyone who can predict that Chelsea finish this season
will depend on which 20 player they register.
Yeah, anyone who can say I can predict Chelsea's season, they should predict a lot more things, to be honest.
Yeah. Omotto, what about Chelsea?
Outside top 10.
Okay. Shumon?
Vincent Company, when he got promoted with Burnley, people had a very high expectation, but he failed, I would say, considerably miserably. Enzo Maresca, maybe he's of the same fold, but coming to Premier League, managing Chelsea with 40 plus players is a very difficult task. I would expect them to finish maybe from 8th to 12th.
8th to 12th. Okay, that's a wide range. Let me now ask you your prediction of who will be the top scorer of the league.
Erling Haaland.
Suman,
Erling Haaland.
और तो
Mo Salah.
good, good. At least we have somebody. Who will be the first manager to get sacked? Krishnendu, any club?
Enzo Maresca in December.
Suman,
I would say the Leicester manager. I'm forgetting his name.
Steve Cooper.
Steve Cooper.
Steve
He
Cooper.
is going to be sacked.
okay, and Ortho,
Eric Ten Hag.
Eric Ten Hag.
Yes, I expected Robert to say Eric Ten Hag.
Eric Ten Hag. One club we must mention here, which is basically Newcastle, who missed out on Europe because United won that FA Cup. So, Krishnendu, where do you see Newcastle finish this year?
Sixth, somewhere there.
Sixth. So they'll be consistent. Suman,
Sixth.
Arsenal, City. I had said Manchester United top four. I would go Newcastle to finish in top four. Maybe they will finish third.
okay, Ortho.
I think 6th or 7th, somewhere in the Europa League places.
Okay. Final question. Will Aston Villa finish in top four? Repeat that top four.
No.
Suman,
It will be difficult given they will be playing Champions League. It will be very difficult.
will they actually finish in a European spot?
Yeah, they have the squad. They have strengthened the
No,
squad enough.
see, like they have a very good squad. I mean, they're trying to also buy one or two good players. And given the track record of Unai Emery, he may win. If he doesn't win the Champions League, if he goes to the Europa League, he may win the Europa League and then again qualify the Champions League.
Okay.
It's a very-
Bad news for Unai Emery. If he doesn't do well in Champions League, this season he's not going to drop into the Europa League.
Fine.
Also that okay.
I think we have got a unanimous thing on Aston Villa. That's about it from our this preview of EPL. Let us know how you like it. If you want any of the clubs covered in more detail, we'll try and bring in other episodes with preview of other leagues and also a regular update on the EPL. Thanks a lot for staying with us.